Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Oh, where's Pete? I hear a noise. Oh, he would dance in, wouldn't he? That was very good. Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
What a beginning.
Kind of crazy.
Anybody would think there might be a hobby horse event coming up. What do you think, Pete?
Some time in October, I believe.
That's right, October 21st. This is Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. I'm Louisa Barton, host and executive producer of the Horse Talk Show. We're here in the CEP Equine Studios in downtown Ocala, the horse capital of the world, and we have a great event coming up. The Hobby Horse Equestrian Games and Parade presented by Ag Pro. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Come join us October 21st from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we're going to have lots of vendors, food trucks, hay rides from Larson Hay. You get to sit on the finest.
The finest, yes.
We're going to have an all-breed parade that Louisa goes nuts over.
I love it. I think it's a wonderful way to showcase how fantastic the horse capital of the world is. And after the demos, you get to learn from top equestrians, all of the horse sports listed on the poster: show jumping, dressage, horse racing, mounted shooting, roping, barrel racing, and polo with Ocala Polo Club. And then you get to compete for ribbons.
On stick horses.
Yeah, it's not very intimidating, you know.
And you can also have a chance to win if you design your own stick horse and they decide that that's the best for the show.
Horse, that's right. So,
and it's for kids and adults, so you big kids can come out and play also.
Yes, if you Google Tryon International Horse Shows stick horse games, you actually can see adults in action having just as much fun as the children. All happening at the Florida Horse Park on October 21st, and thanks to our wonderful sponsors, there won't be an admission fee for anybody, and we are benefiting Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses for Education, a 501c3. So it's going to be a great event, and it started out being a 10 to 4 event. We had to become a 10 to 6 event, thanks to the Florida Mounted, who have helped us make this event into something even bigger than it was. It's our second year doing this on the big scale at the Florida Horse Park, and we think it's going to be awesome fun.
We'll see you out there.
We're in the news segment. We have lots of good stuff coming up for you. We have Dr Adam Cayot. He is going to talk about the mystery of summer sores. Hopefully your stick horse doesn't have any
summer
for the events in October, because they're hard to get rid of, and you probably won't get rid of them before October 21st. True fact. So Pete's going to be working with these stick horses to get them ready for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games. We also have segment 1 of Clayton Fredricks, Olympic medalist who lives here in Ocala, and brought to you by Seminole Feed Stores, thanks to Angie Tedder Crawford. So that'll be great. We have, I think, 5 or 6 episodes with him at his farm. Absolutely fantastic. So then we have absolutely fantastic all over again, because we have Olivia here from Crystal Cryo, and she's going to talk about cryo-soothing equestrians' bodies. I don't know about you, but mine hurts all over right now because I just moved. I don't necessarily have equestrian soreness, but hey, it's all the same, and Olivia can make it much more
And even if you
comfortable.
don't have equestrian soreness, you can still get sore and get Crystal Cryo to
That's
help
right,
you out.
exactly. So Olivia is going to be with us and chat a bit about that. And you've had CryoSoothe.
Oh, definitely.
I've had CryoSoothe.
When I did my dancing routine and ended up hobbling out, that was the first time I didn't scream when I got Crystal Cryo.
Yeah, those were the splits.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he did those at Live Oak International. Told him not to, but he doesn't listen. And that was painful, wasn't it?
It was very painful.
Then we have Dr. Rullan from the Equine Performance Center. He's going to talk about the swimming pool. Then we'll have Pete's Tip of the Week, Ocala Dog Ranch Tip of the Week, and a few shout-outs for some other wonderful sponsors of ours. But first of all, on a sad note, I just want to send our love, hugs, and prayers to Mary Phelps and her wonderful husband, Wayne Humphreys. They were traveling back from the Netherlands. Very sadly, they lost their pony, Kimber, passed away, had been struggling with laminitis and EPM and a number of other things. And Sharon, their barn manager, did all that she could to help this pony get through it. And we are very, very, very sad for Mary and for Wayne and her entire team there out in Micanopy, the loss of dear little Kimber, who was indeed a fantastic little pony and had done some wonderful things with Mary. And we love Mary and Wayne to pieces, so we just want to send Horse Talk Show love, hugs and prayers out to them. Very, very sad. Nobody ever wants to go through that. We, on a much more exciting and upward note, have a wonderful speaker for our equine meeting at the CEP this month. We're very excited to have
Who's
Dancing Pete Rodda
Yes,
from
ma'am.
Complementary Horsemanship, and he's going to talk about horse behavior. We're going to have a little horse behavior 101, and he's going to kind of bring it down to a level for a lot of our partners who aren't horse people to begin learning about horse behavior. It's very interesting, and maybe he'll bring a well-trained stick horse along for demonstration purposes. Sure, maybe. And that is the CEP's equine meeting on September 21st at 2 o'clock. If you're a partner, of course, that's a partner benefit. If you're not a partner interested in joining, you may come and join us as a special guest and check it out. And we also have Florida HVAC Services, who will be joining us to bring the refreshments for the meeting. So it should be a good one, September 21st, with Dancing Pete Rodda.
Huh?
He's going to tell us all about horse behavior.
Horse behavior.
Don't forget, we have the wonderful Piranha Life golf tournament coming up. Pretty exciting. These two guys today, I'm telling you what, Tom DeCillo and Ben Heatherly, it doesn't come much better than that. These guys with Piranha Animal Health are absolutely fantastic. Got to hang out with them a little bit at the Country Club of Ocala today. And Isaac did some droning for the event, and we're going to, actually I got to see his new drone in action today, which was pretty cool. And look at him, up and away.
I think we need to get him a flight suit.
I know, I think so too. This, I'll tell you what, this drone is absolutely fantastic. And then we did a little interview out by the 18th hole, and beautiful, beautiful country club, absolutely gorgeous. And we will be sharing that drone footage with you in the upcoming weeks.
Nice hat of Ben's. I wonder who he got that hat from.
Was he wearing your hat?
No, he's copying me.
He's copying you. Well, we don't get to see Tom DeCillo enough. We had a nice lunch with him afterwards, and Pat Myers just happened to be there as well, which was fantastic. And we just had a good time celebrating some of our wonderful CEP partners who do so much in this community and beyond. And can I just say that Piranha, wow, I mean, everything that they do for the equine initiative and supporting our efforts here to help educate all age groups from very, very young children all the way up to our grown-up partners who want to learn about the horse world. They're big supporters and advocates.
Yay, Piranha.
Yes, and even on his truck, what does it say? It says the horse, for the love of the horse. There you go. I read that today to Isaac. I said, for the love of the horse, I like that.
Well, we need to have Ben come on and talk about what the American flag horse means on the Piranha truck.
There you go. Nice wrap there by Loco Graphics too. Do you know that truck glows in the dark?
Whoa, I need
Did
to
you
get
know
one of
that
those.
truck glows in the dark?
No, I
It
didn't
glows
know.
in the dark. You can see it everywhere you go. It's pretty cool.
How do you sleep?
I don't. Dr. Cayot is coming up with the mystery of summer sores. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We have a great lineup for you today. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds. Take a free hay ride and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television, and we're at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care in the horse capital of the world with our very favourite veterinarian that we love to chat to on the show, Dr Adam Cayot. Thank you for being with us again.
Nice to be here.
We're towards the end of the summer now, but Florida doesn't seem to know that yet. We're having a nice overcast day today with a little less heat, which is lovely, but summer sores are a really big problem, especially here in Florida, and they're a bit of a mystery to most horse owners.
Yeah.
Can you unravel that a bit for us?
Well, I can do some of it. So what is a summer sore? Let's start with that. So a summer sore is a sore, it tends to be a granulomatous sore. So basically it's a sore that you notice doesn't seem to heal no matter what you do. It's basically caused by a little larva called a habronema. Habronema are carried by flies. It's not a fly larva. It's not a maggot. But the habronema are carried by flies. Those then are dropped onto a wound, a cut, a scratch, whatever on the skin, and the horse is basically a dead-end host for that larva. And those larvae sit in the skin and they cause an irritation. And as they cause an irritation, the skin reacts to that and the wound reacts to that by trying to build more tissue, that granuloma that you see. And horses, it tends to itch, so horses will scratch it a lot, will sometimes bite at it, and then that just makes it worse because then that makes the sore worse. Horses tend to get it on their lower limbs, around their face, their mouth. That's where you tend to see it. They can have them anywhere. I've had them on the neck. I've had them on, the
Legs.
shoulder.
I've had them on legs, yeah.
Lower limbs for sure. That's very common. Underneath their bellies. I've had them all different spaces, but the most common spots are their lower limbs, cannon bone, feet, kind of cannon bone on down to the hoof. And then around their face, around their mouth, eyes, ears, anywhere where they can easily scratch. That's generally where you see them. Why one horse gets them and another one doesn't, I don't know. We don't know. And it's kind of funny because once a horse gets a summer sore, they tend to get them again and again and again. So,
it does seem like some horses are more predisposed to them for some reason, doesn't
exactly. And there's no study out there as far as an immunity, response to them. But I will say that I think it does tend to happen in older horses to where, their immune response isn't quite as good. And it's only one case. But I have one client that their horse would get summer sores regularly, and pretty large ones, and I started using an immune stimulator on that horse, and basically I used it through as long as the weather's warm. So I give him a shot of X-Stim once a month, and whether it's that or whether it's happenstance, I don't know. But that horse will still get them, but they aren't near as bad as they were.
Wow. So that's an immune builder.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ooh.
It's an immune booster, so to speak. So that's been pretty nice. Now it's about $70 a shot. So it's not cheap to do.
But well worth it if you're dealing with summer sores.
I mean, they can be headaches, and if you got one that keeps getting it over and over and over again. It seems to have worked in this horse. Like I said, it's only one horse, so it's not a true study, but it seems to have helped in this particular horse. The way that I treat them, I typically give a systemic dewormer, either an ivermectin or Quest, a moxidectin, something in that family. I give it 3 doses over a 5-week period. So I give a dose on week 1, week 3, and week 5. And then typically I have a hydrocortisone cream that I mix up, and I put the dewormer actually right in the hydrocortisone cream.
Really?
And if the lesion can be wrapped, then we have them wrap it. Obviously, it's very difficult to wrap things on their face, on their mouth, in their eyes. I've had them in their eyes.
Ooh.
So that obviously presents a problem. But
yes.
If you can wrap it, that helps a lot, because not only so the ivermectin and the dewormer kills the larva, but the hydrocortisone also quelches the itch, so it calms the response, and they don't scratch at it.
They're not rubbing it as much, making it worse.
Exactly. I certainly see more of them now than I used to, and I can only attribute that to a warmer environment. There's more flies. The flies aren't dying. I mean, I've been here 22 years now, and there seems like there's more flies. And so, if you have a lot of flies,
there are more horses. There are more horses here than I think we've ever had, right? So
I'm seeing a lot, and try to fly control best you can.
Yeah.
Hey,
shout out for Piranha. Get your Fly Master system in the barn.
Yep, that helps cut down on flies. Have good manure removal, plan on your farm, and any of those things to cut down on the flies that you have will cut down on the transmission of the little Habernema.
Yes, that's definitely going to help as much as can be, right? But our horse population has grown substantially here, as you as veterinarians know, with your workload that you have. So that definitely is always going to bring more flies, more horses, more manure, more flies. So that's probably why we're seeing so much more of it.
Yep.
But it is always been a bit of a battle to get rid of them. People always say, oh, a horse got a summer sore. Whew. And it's a kind of a...
No, they can be bad. And the telltale sign is they're typically round. and they just don't get better no matter what you do. I hear, I've been putting, Vetericin, or I've been putting my favorite ointment or whatever on it.
SWAT all around it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just not getting better. I've been treating it for 2 weeks or whatever. And they can get away from you, and they can be, I've had them really bad where they get a big old proud flesh.
They can be ugly.
That you don't want to let them get that long, because those are bears. And unfortunately, you let them go long enough. If you get it fixed, it's going to be a big ugly scar, there. So
yes, this is true. So nipping it in the bud as quickly as possible.
If you see a wound that's just doesn't seem to be going the right direction, the fallback is, I bet you this is a summer sore, and it doesn't hurt to just start deworming your horse, even though it's been dewormed on your regular schedule. This is separate. This is a treatment instead of just a preventive maintenance stuff.
That makes total sense. So nip it in the bud as quickly as possible. If you think it's a summer sore, very circular, very stubborn, not going away with your normal protocols that you, like you said, with your favorite ointments and sprays and things that you use. If it's not healing, there's a really good sign that that's probably what it is, and it definitely needs to be nipped in the bud as quickly as possible.
Right. Yep.
Before it gets really ugly.
Yeah, they can get really bad.
Dr. Adam Cayot with Peterson Smith Equine Hospital, Complete Care, talking about stubborn, tricky summer sores. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show. Summer sores, nobody wants those.
I don't want them.
No, they're very difficult, and a couple of occasions that I've had to deal with those. It's been a real struggle. It's been a long term.
I dealt with it last year with one of my horses. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we always hope when we see one of those suspicious looking sores that it's not a summer sore, that it is going to be a go away quite quickly, but quite often it's not, and it is something you do need to deal with rather fast. So
yes, ma'am.
Fortunately, we're almost at the end of the summer, but it's still warm in Florida. So
it's still hot in Florida.
It's still hot in Florida.
We're still in summer.
That's right. We
September is summer.
Summer, yes, it is. We got to wrap it up. But coming back in the next segment, we have Olympic medalist Clayton Fredricks. So stay with us. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. At Crystal Cryo, you can relax and enjoy a non-invasive cryo skin facial. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles and tighten the skin. Improve texture and tone. Stimulate collagen production. Reduce inflammation and acne. And increase blood flow to the skin, resulting in a more youthful, radiant appearance. And it all takes only about 30 minutes. Boost your confidence now and set up a consultation. Find Crystal Cryo at crystalcryo.net or on social media. Experience the ultimate in relaxation and rejuvenation. Pamper and revitalize your body, mind, and spirit at Crystal Cryo.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton here for the CEP's Equine Initiative, the Horse Talk Show, and Equus Television on all smart TV networks, here at the farm of Olympic medalist Clayton Fredricks. And we also have Angie Tedder Crawford here with us from Seminole Feed. Seminole Feed is a big part of the program here. Clayton and Angie, lovely to have you both with us.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Clayton, let's start with a little eventing 101 for our listeners that may not be horse people yet or maybe not eventers.
Well, I mean, eventing, I like to sort of say it's the triathlon of equestrian sports. 3 phases. The first of which is the dressage, which is horses and riders completing a set pattern of movements, all of which revolves around the training and the ability for the rider to give the correct aids and to get the right response from.
It's the pretty part.
From the horses. Well, it's the frustrating part. Some people call it stressage, not dressage.
Oh, that's very good. I've never heard that one. That's
a good one. But yeah, it's the basis for all the work that goes on into the other phases. And you know, you're marked out of 100. Out of percentage, you get a percentage, and then in our sport they take the positive percentage and convert it to a negative. So you know, so you start with penalty points. So that's the start.
That's the stress part of stress.
That's the stress. Then we move on to the.
But before you go on, one quick question. The stressage is actually kind of a really basic foundation, isn't it, for all riding? And a lot of people really use it as that, and it's a very old sport.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's the communication between rider and horse, and it's you know, a touch of the leg on one side means move away. You know, it's really just basically forward, back and turn, but perfecting that and then taking it to the higher level where you're really developing the horse's paces to be expressionable and to be able to be ridden at this and give the same flamboyance that you see in the paddock. The horse is doing these things naturally, but to be able to do it, you know, on command and in the right place in the arena. I always think the hardest part of dressage is remembering where to go.
There's that.
Yeah. So
and
so we have that
out of the
basis.
way while he does it.
And not getting in the horse's way. Yeah, exactly. So we spend a lot of time developing the paces of the horse and building the horses as well. I mean, it is in many ways the physical therapy that you're building the horse's muscle. You're trying to get them to sit a little more on the hind end, to engage the power of the hind end and produce a nice upfront expression that looks elegant and
effortless.
Trying to you're trying to create that wow factor, you know, that you go in and the judges have to sit up. I always say you got to sort of slap the judge across the face, you know, not literally, but just with your presence, you just got to make them sit up and take note and
make a big impression.
Yeah, and hope they got that 10 in their pen, and they can give you the 10 for each mark. But yeah, so we start with that, and then from that you move on to the cross-country phase, which is galloping across the country. You can be up to 10 minutes at the top level, 11 and a half minutes if you're talking Kentucky for the the big 5-star. And so that's about the speed, the stamina, the athletic ability of the horse, jumping,
That's the fun part.
jumping solid fences. It's also a very nerve-wracking part.
Yes.
I always think that it's, everyone talks about the adrenaline of cross country, but I think it's the release and the relief at the end of the cross country that you've
It
just
has to be.
completed.
Endorphins.
It has to be. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Listen, I was there. I was in Kentucky this year and last year when you competed.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to see the size of those jumps. And you can see that they're starting to make some of them frangible, which obviously that's a really great thing for your...
Did you see the dog?
Yeah, I saw the dog. But it's amazing to me the courage, just standing next to him. I don't have the courage, but for you to have the courage, for your horse to have the courage to approach jumps that you wouldn't see on your cross-country course.
Well, yeah, that's that's all about it. That comes back to the start and the basis of what we're looking for when we're choosing a horse to go into this sport. You want them obviously to be athletic, move well. Good looking helps for the dressage, but you have to have them bold and courageous, but also careful, because you don't want horses that aren't careful about what they do. They've got to be, have a conscience and want to jump the fences cleanly and carefully. And that's the test that the course designers are putting out there. And as the sport has developed, we've produced these frangible technology, which is really for the safety of the riders, also the safety and well-being of horses as well. I think it's a big plus and a big move forward in our sport to have that. It gives us and it should never be used in a way to produce something, a jump or a complex that you wouldn't do with solid timber, or you wouldn't do with, in the old way. It should be just that added safety factor. So
now, as far as you mentioned, Kentucky and at the Land Rover. So just to give our listeners and viewers an idea, how big were the cross-country jumps? Probably should do it in feet. Approximately. I mean, they're big, right?
Yeah, you're looking well over 4 foot, and I always find it difficult because I deal in meters, but you're looking at meter 20 of jump, and they can be up to 2 meters 80 wide, and then massive base spreads on the jumps. So they're a big fence. You don't often get that sense on the TV when you're watching it on the TV.
Right.
But when you walk up to them, you suddenly realise, especially if you've got a fence with a massive big open ditch underneath. Quite often they're big enough to drive a car through those ditches that are in front of, a solid wall and brush, and they're mighty big fences, and they're very imposing. And you need to have a lot of skill, and the horses need to be well trained to be at that level. And and
to listen and trust you.
Brave, right.
And to trust you as well.
Yeah, and that really is the essence. That's why I love eventing so much, because at the heart of the sport, at the essence of the sport, is this relationship between the horse and the rider.
Clayton, hold that thought for me 1 second, because we have to break, but we're coming back to tell you about the rest of that, and then the third part of eventing, and how brave you actually have to be, and what a really good horse and rider combination you need to have to be able to accomplish everything you want to in all three of these in the triathlon of horse sport. We'll be back with Clayton and Angie and more.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton. She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system. Powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds. Take a free hay ride and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative, presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the third segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Excuse me, the fourth segment.
It's all right, I didn't even notice it, so we're good.
Running behind.
Keep going.
It's an important segment, though. Somebody is trotting in.
Yeah, we're missing somebody.
I know.
I hear something.
Yeah.
It's Sunny and Olivia.
It's Olivia Fuller. Crystal Cryo's trotted in with Sunny. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, friends.
And look, she has a piranha hat on.
I do.
She's got a piranha hat.
I do have a piranha
That's fantastic.
Looks familiar.
I know, right? So behind us, Crystal Cryo's
It's me.
logo. That's you.
That's me.
Proud of you, young business owner that you are. Woohoo! It's pretty fantastic. And you've done a phenomenal job with what you've done. You've built up quite a clientele, quite a lot of horse people. And there's a part of that that's sort of important, Cryo Soothe. Mm-hmm. And I can say I've had that experience.
Well, I can say I've had it a lot more than I've had a facial. I've only done the 2 facial thing, and every time I do a facial, Olivia has a blast because I scream.
Well, he sits there and he's a crybaby. Yeah, he's a crybaby.
He's a cryo baby.
I'm a cryo baby.
He's not a crybaby. He's a cryo
Can we dress
baby.
you up as a cryo
However,
baby
when she does the Soothe, I actually have been really good at that. And in fact, when I did my hamstring, I actually said, wow, can you turn it down colder? And she was like, I thought I'd never hear that one.
Yeah.
Not from you, yes.
So just as a basic overview, CryoSoothe is just targeted cold therapy. So I have a lot of people that use it for their backs, necks, knees, SI joints. And so if you think about it as if you were to take a ice pack out of the freezer and just put it wherever you're hurting, it is going to help because it's going to reduce inflammation. That's what cold does. It's ancient science. But the thing is that ice pack, the moment you bring it out of that freezer, it's already warming up. This is controlled cold temperature to really break up the inflammation. It feels like a cold massage, but it's truly just been amazing. And
sweet relief.
Yeah.
I like that. Sweet relief.
Yeah. And it's immediate. Mm-hmm. You'll immediately feel better because that cold is just going to target that inflammation.
And I've sent friends of mine that are horse people to Olivia for it, and they've had major problems that the doctors couldn't figure out. And then she goes, hey, let's just make it cold. And then they came out and they called me and they're like, wow, that was a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
So it's worth the chance to go take a chance on that.
And that woman that you're speaking of specifically comes to me now 2 to 3 times a week to manage her pain.
Yeah, it makes sense. And the times that I've had really, really bad, when I've overdone it and I've had really bad aches and pains, I've gone to Olivia and she has resolved it.
I personally have 2 herniated discs in my neck and 2 in my back. And for the last year that I was bartending, my right arm was completely numb, which I'm right-handed. So that was like, do this motion with a numb arm. And it was miserable. I had done nerve testing. They were going to call in a spinal surgeon on me. It was too much. I was 27 at the time. I was like, no one's cutting into my spine, guys.
No,
we're not doing that.
No.
But then I started using cryo, and I can feel my arm again. I feel
Amazing.
great. That's how I manage my pain between massage therapy and cryotherapy. It's been incredible.
Yeah, I have to say the combination of those two, Maria Lacasse is absolutely wonderful, and she fabulous massage and combination with the cryo as well. My gosh, that's a team right there to make aches and pains go away, right? For serious. And if you tickle Pete's feet
while he's getting a facial, then he freaks out.
Yeah, you should pull the video of them tickling my feet with my eyes closed while they were doing it.
I know, it would have been really funny.
I know.
So Cryo Soothe. A lot of relief, and I think we have a little video maybe of, if you're watching on television or Facebook, I think you can see the Cryo Soothe treatment actually going on here in speed up motion.
Yeah, this is just a time lapse, but this is me personally getting my Cryo Soothe because I have to keep up on it. So I personally, that's the thing with Cryo Soothe, it's not going to solve your problem. It's going to be something you have to manage. So I try to do it at least once every other week, to really manage my pain.
She's fast.
Super fast. Not that much time out of your day. You come in and it's just a jiffy.
And my favorite part is the hot towel at the end.
Yes, you do get a hot towel at the end to clean up the gel. The hot towel does nothing except clean the gel off of your body.
It makes you feel warm.
Yeah, which Pete does much better when he's warm. He was made for Florida.
He was.
He was created for Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have a very important anniversary coming up in about a month. I think it was the first time you met Sonny the stick horse, and
this is my boy too.
it was at the we really became very close friends at the stick horse games, and so we're doing that again October 21st. I have a feeling there'll be a Crystal Cryo stick horse there, and Sonny, right?
There will be. And I have a very special present for Louisa at the Hobby Horse Games, but it will be presented at the Hobby Horse Games.
Because it will be our anniversary.
It will be our anniversary.
Oh,
so
boy.
I have a little...
It's getting munchy over here.
I know, right? And then cryotoning.
Cryotoning is amazing.
This is when equestrians do more than make the pain go away. This is when they actually make themselves feel better about themselves, look better, and overall... just be more comfortable in your riding breeches, folks.
It's really the ultimate body contouring technique. Like if you're about non-invasive. If you just like natural ways to go, you can come in, and again, it feels like a cold massage, but what it does is it just immediately tightens your skin, so like you can get that hourglass look. You can make it look like you have abs. Like Louisa, she has abs.
I have abs.
I have abs. Mine are just on ice.
Ice in the abs.
Ice in the abs. It's very effective.
If you can think it, you can pretty much freeze it. So it's whatever your goal is, what does your perfect body look like? What does your perfect skin look like? It is achievable. It's a process because non-invasive things take time, but it is achievable.
If you're a horse person, you may already be very familiar with cryotherapy for horses and know how effective that actually can be is for horses. You may have even have a horse that's been treated with cryotherapy, so you may have some familiarity with it from the equestrian side of things. Not a lot different than the human, except two-legged, not four-legged, and Olivia is your therapist. But it is so effective in the horse world that really just transferring over that same thought process to the people world makes sense, because we're really trying to encourage equestrians to take care of themselves, because that is a little bit of the missing link with horse people, and we all know that our first focus ends up being our four-leggeds, and we feed them first, we take care of them first, we think about them first, and we sort of forget about ourselves sometimes. And for equestrians that are riding, 10 or 15 horses a day,
it's a lot on the body.
It's a lot on the body.
It's a lot on the body.
I shared a post on Facebook that said, "What equestrians do for fun," and it was a guy with his eyes closed sleeping in bed.
That makes so much sense. But if you do want to take care of yourself and you want to add a little bit to you, which you deserve,
well,
Olivia.
And the best part is the treatments are fast. You're normally not there for any longer than 45 minutes. So you can get off the farm real quick, come treat yourself, and then hop right back to it like nothing ever happened.
Yes, believe me, you can, because I have actually appeared and said to her, "I'm really sorry, I'm terribly sweaty." She's
and
like,
that's fine.
"Come on in." I said, "I've been on the farm and I'm in my boots and my shorts and I'm sweaty. I'm sorry." And
it's real life, and you've got to be able to manage just expectations with real life.
And we got winter coming, so that means the daylight's going to be shorter. So the smart people of us that do horses stop when it gets dark.
There you go. And do something for yourself. Crystal Cryo, how can we have 30 seconds left. How can we find you and more information?
CrystalCryo.net. You can also call us at 352-405-2335, or you can find us on Facebook.
Thank you for all you do. We love you.
Love you.
We'll be back in just a minute. Stay with us. We have Dr. Rullan, who's epic,
Epic.
Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! All the humanity! Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television, and we are visiting the Equine Performance and Innovative Center in the horse capital of the world. I am visiting with Dr. Alberto Rullan, an expert in rehab and conditioning for horses, whether they've been injured or perhaps you're just going on holiday and you'd like somewhere to board your horse where you could have a couple of therapies a day also. So we're going to talk a little bit about the pool party and why we have it with our horses.
Perfect.
Dr. Rullan, tell us about the pool party.
Thank you, Luisa. Thank you for having me. Pool party. Great wording. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You just came up with it, right?
No, I took it off your page.
Oh, good. So, one of my favorites, preventative exercises that we can do. Just like if you are swimming, you don't feel.
I will be swimming, by the way.
You're going to get in the
Coming
pool,
soon,
right?
yes.
Good. So, just like if you're swimming, when you get into the ocean or the pool, you actually feel like you worked out, but your joints afterwards don't really hurt, right? Your physique doesn't really get as exhausted as when you're going running in the hard ground or when you're in the road. That's the way we use the pool over here. We increase cardiopulmonary resistance by decreasing the load on the joints, the load on the muscles, and increasing then the aerobic metabolism. What do I mean? It means that the horse will exercise a lot and will not put any weight in
so
tendons.
There's no impact.
No impact on tendons, no impact on joints, no side effects from being galloping on the track or being really hard or pounding really hard on the ground. So we use this one as conditioning. That's my favorite so far because it's just so easy to prevent, so much easier to prevent than to treat.
Right.
Then,
so for example, like a horse that might be stalled up for an injury, who might be used to being in a regular exercise program, is suddenly stalled up and not exercising, making them predisposed to other problems, and they can't have the impact of doing their usual routine. So this would be ideal.
This would be extremely ideal. Horses that are, in your case, you're talking about a horse that might have a slight tendon injury or a slight joint issue. They can go in the pool without a problem. I do not like to work horses that have a back issue or stifle issue or sacrum issue or sacroiliac disease. I'm not convinced that it's actually beneficial for the horse. There is some mixed research on it, and there's some mixed research on the clinical applications of it, and I think I'm going towards the side that it actually might not be beneficial to put a horse with back pain or sacroiliac. Have people come and tell me that they have recovered successfully with horses with back pain and stifle disease in the pool? Yeah, they have come and they tell me, oh, I did this and I had a great success. And okay, that's great. So something super interesting that we're doing right now is that we're actually studying the blood levels of lactate. What does lactate do? Well, it tells me, you know when you go to the gym and you work out a lot and then you're sore?
Yes.
Maybe for a day, maybe for 2 days, me for a week.
I'm with you. Yes.
Right, every person's different depending on their level of athletic ability. So now we're studying how high can we get that lactate up and how fast can they come back down. Well, what that tells me is how much I can help the horse, the trainer, and the owner. Right. How much I can help them to get a horse really fit a really high level of athletic competition in the pool, and how much I can push that horse safely.
Right.
Without hurting him.
Right.
Because we have found out that we actually underutilize the pool. Many people stop too soon. They're swimming the horse and the horse is breathing really hard, the heart rate is pounding. But there's a certain phenomenon that we're discovering that tells us that that horse might be able to actually go a little longer. And a lot of times we're stopping, blood lactate is low, and we bring him to the stall, and guess what? That horse didn't exercise enough. That is something that's kind of revolutionary that we're working on, and see how we can help these horses.
Wow.
So right now, our clients can choose to have that option and do precise monitoring of their exercises.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So
yes.
you really know what they've accomplished.
You know exactly what they have accomplished in the session.
That's brilliant.
Because, you know, if you think about athleticism, everything is always measured. There's a statistic for anything, right? You say you do so many laps, you work out so many minutes, you lift so many weights. But in horses, we have a little limitation.
Yeah,
They don't lift weights, so we don't know how much lifting they're doing.
Right.
We monitor how long they go, but they don't really tell us how tired they are unless we...
And if you think about it, each one being individual, just because maybe this one exercises for 10 minutes and it's tired, maybe this one exercises for 10 minutes and it's not, and we aren't monitoring that. So that's a big breakthrough.
Yep, big breakthrough. So back in the days, we used to monitor the heart rate, the respiratory rate, and we used to make decisions based on that. But now we're going on blood levels.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. So that means when I go in the pool, you're really going to work me hard, right?
I think that we can monitor your blood levels, and when you tell me you're tired, I will tell you when you're tired.
Sounds like fun to me. Anything else you'd like to add about the pool party and why people should bring their horse for that service?
I cannot emphasize enough that the best reason to bring a horse to the pool is if the horse is healthy. And now we make it so easy because we have the self swimming. So clients can come in, they swim their own horses, and they go home.
That's fantastic.
It's significantly more affordable. They control the exercise of the horse. The client have total control. We have that pool is very, very, very popular with that program that we are developing.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
They can just come in, get their business done,
and go. And they do it all themselves.
That's wonderful. Now that's breakthrough too.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Alberto Rullan. We are here at the Equine Performance Innovative Center, where you can swim your horse, and very soon you're going to get to see me trying this out as well. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television. Dr. Rullan and the swimming pool at Equine Performance and Innovative Center. What a great place that is. Nice hat.
Thank you.
The piranha hat has had to pass around.
It's gone around the room.
It's gone around the room, this show. That's fantastic. Equine Performance and Innovative Center here in Ocala. I think it's like one of a kind in the world for rehab and conditioning for horses, between the hyperbaric chamber, the treadmill, the vibration plate,
the vets on staff.
Yes, the rehab there is phenomenal. Frosty had quite a stay there, and they did a lot to help him. They call in farriers when needed for special shoeing cases, laminitis and things like that, issues like that. They have the equicizer, the saltwater therapy, lots and lots of great care there. And actually, if you're going on holiday for a couple of weeks and you want your horse to go somewhere where you know it's going to be safe and still get lots of exercise and rehab conditioning, Equine Performance Center, place to be.
It's a fantastic place.
Coming back, we have one more segment left of the show to wrap it up. Stay with us. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy. Find new roads.
The Equine Performance Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
This show is brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
Reboot Self-Care Center in Ocala is the future of integrative healthcare, utilizing natural self-care protocols and the finest in modern technology. Instead of treating you, we are teaching you. Learn how to combat threats to your own health and protect your family. For weight control, performance enhancement, anti-aging, self-detoxing, or preparing for pregnancy, Reboot Self-Care will teach you how to improve your own health. Like us on Facebook now and find us on the web at rebootselfcare.com.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds. Take a free hay ride and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
So it's almost time for Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week, but I had to bring the horse this week because we missed my birthday week on the show together because of the hurricane that was supposed to come. And this came from Juniper, and I wanted it, and so Pete bought it for me, and it was the only one. And isn't it so cute?
And then she goes, "Why did you get me this?" And then she goes, "It's not my birthday." And I said, "Well, when it's your birthday, I don't have to get you anything."
That's right. Thank you, Pete.
You're welcome.
I love this horse. This is Pete the Pony.
Pete the Pony, oh gosh.
In pink. Pete the Pony in
Great.
pink.
It's probably a mare.
For Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week. Complementary.
Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship. Our tip of the week this week is get your horse to be a puzzle solver. Now, what does that mean to you? So a lot of times when we ask the horse to do something, we don't allow them to figure it out on their own. We go immediately to helping them, going faster. And if you're listening to the radio, Luis is over here distracting me with the little ponies on the table. So what I want you to see if you can do it is to get your horse to figure out puzzles. Meaning, I've asked for something, can you figure it out on your own, or let me help you just a little bit but not give you the answer? So the better your horse is a puzzle solver, the better they're going to be to find out what answer you're looking for.
Excellent.
That's the tip of the week.
That is it. Puzzle solver. Thank you, Pete. Ocala Dog Ranch is coming up, but I just want to say that Neil... Uncle Neil is the real deal. And, you know, the birthday hug and the card was lovely. But this, I don't know how well you can see this, but this has dogs with the British flag and crowns, and inside it says, God save the king.
Wow.
From Neil. He's the best. And Aslan's there. We'll be bringing you updates, my dog, of the wonderful care he's getting from Dr. Brummond. And shout out to Neil, who is, in fact, the real deal, because Aslan was supposed to come home and he really couldn't because he needs 5 walks a day. And I miss him terribly, but this is a video today taken of him so much better and walking almost normally. So thank God for such wonderful people and wonderful care. And Neil and Robin, and they're just wonderful team at Ocala Dog Ranch. Doesn't get much better than those folks. So let's have his tip of the week with Neil. The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, Ocala Dog Ranch. Daycare. Consider putting your dog in daycare a couple days out of the week. Break up the routine for the dog and for you. Dog gets out, gets some exercise, meets some doggy friends, and has a good time for the day. Find a facility that's close to you that does daycare. Neil Hennessy, Ocala Dog Ranch.
Doesn't get much better than him. So, a quick shout out for something gross I hate to show you on the show, but I have to show you on the show. I stand up a lot. I have 3 careers. I stand up a lot and have some horrible ugly veins in my legs that I really didn't want to wear shorts even with my boots out around the barn. Disgusting. Oh, made me so self-conscious. And we have a little Mission Impossible here. Are we ready for Mission Impossible?
I love her.
But it wasn't Mission Impossible for Neelam, because you should see them. They are so much better. Her little magic machine there, Laser, took care of them, and wow. So if you work a lot, are on your feet a lot, ride a lot, spend a lot of time, and you look down sometimes at your legs and think those veins are just oof, guess who can take care of them? It's not Mission Impossible for Neelam Patel at Nirvana Medical Spa. So you definitely need to check in and visit. I feel so much more comfortable in shorts already just from one short treatment that took 10 minutes. And you've met her. She's an amazing lady.
I love her. She's the best.
That was an interesting shot, by the way.
I know, wasn't it? Sorry to show my ugly thighs off on the show, but you know, equestrians need to take care of themselves as well. So did we miss anything today that we needed to talk about? I don't know. There was a lot, wasn't there? There was a lot. I want to, oh yeah, Crystal Cryo's moved. Well done. Look at that.
Yes, just right around the corner from where we used to be, but it's a cute little spot.
520 East Fort King Street, Suite A3.
Ocala, Florida.
34471. See you soon at Crystal Cryo. So take care of yourself, equestrians. Quick mention for 2 events that we really are very focused on coming up, and that is the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala at the Florida Horse Park, October 21st from 10 to 6 p.m. This is going to be a phenomenal event.
It's a lot of fun. Bring your kids out if they're horse lovers or not, because they're going to have a blast. We're going to have so many things to do during this time.
And so many awesome sponsors.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful people involved in this event to make it phenomenal. Free hay rides, wonderful with Big Horse Ranch. And those are brought to you by Larson.
Sponsored by Larson's Hay,
right.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
You can sit on the finest alfalfa.
That's
We're
right.
going to have Ocala Polo Club do our polo match for us. We have beautiful colors presented by the Florida Mounted and the national anthem to bring out a 60 to 70 horse parade of breeds that you can see from in and around Marion County. One of the things that makes us so special here in the horse capital of the world is the true variety that we have of amazing horses, and you get to come and see a lot of them parade in their costumes and attire, and it should be really, really, really amazing.
And
event.
this is free to get in, so you don't have to pay anything. You can show up and stay as long as you want, have a blast, get a stick horse, go try an event from top professionals teaching it.
That's right. And Pat Myers Electric is the leader of the parade, so you know it's going to be electrifying.
It's going to be shocking.
It's going to be shocking how good the parade is. Shocking. That was good.
That was real good.
Well done. And then don't forget, of course, that Piranha Life, which is a 501c3 foundation, is having their very special Piranha Life Golf Tournament November 3rd. This is a big fundraiser for 3 charities we love. That is the Sheriff's Youth Ranch, that is the Canine Warriors 501c3, and also, of course, Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses, a 501c3 that visit sick and dying people and do our literacy and education in our schools.
Pro Ted Potter's going to be there. And how much if I want to get a foursome together? How much is it?
Well, you've got lots of options. You can do $1,000 and do a foursome, or if you can't do that, you can do donations directly to the Piranha Life Foundation of as little as $250 or $100 or whatever you can do, and all of that money, 100% of that money, goes into the foundation to help these 3 501c3s who we love and do so much for our four-leggeds and our veterans and beyond. So Piranha is a huge supporter of this community, of the CEP, of our community, and we just love them to bits. They're wonderful guys. They're a great team, and we're so grateful to have them here pushing all these things that are so wonderful in our equine community.
We're going to get to see magic or circus.
Yes. They have got permission from the Country Club of Ocala for this event to have the miniature horses there. So we're getting the wrap-up sign. So I want to thank Olivia, Pete this week, whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world or not. Happy horsing around. Until the same time next week.
See ya.
Bye.